Okay, so originally I launched the raft as a bit of a protest. I was on there for 3 months in total, during which time I met quite a lot of interesting people. Perhaps one of the more interesting was Shane Mortimer, a Nambury elder, who decided he wanted to come help me out. So one morning, this is about 2 or 3 weeks in, I wake up to someone shouting from the beach, "William! William!" So I rode out to him and was very surprised to see him in his possum skin coat, and he presented to me a certificate giving me permission to stay on these lands. Now, this was a very generous step by him to help obfuscate the ACT government's attempts to get me off the lake, because he basically just threw a spanner into the works as the pressure was getting quite high, saying, well, he's allowed on our lands. It's not our fault that you put a lake there. So yes, that I'm sure gave a few people some headaches at the local office. And then, through there I made quite a nice friendship with him, and then after about 2 months on the lake, he introduced me to his painter friend, Gregory S. Ferguson, who is a very, very lovely man and accomplished painter, including doing things like the official Marbo portrait and such. And over the course of a day, set up on the back of his truck and got me to pose a few times and came up with this lovely painting and gifted it to me, which was, I still to this day don't have anything that compares to having that home. Yeah. But,
And William tells me that well, this is a print, so it's one of 3
yes.
limited edition prints.
So it's so on seeking permission from the painter himself, Shane Mortimer commissioned 3 prints. So this is full size, exactly the same size as the original. The original is at my brother's house.
Oh,
yeah. So only 3 prints were owned by the painter, and Shane, I think, at that point wanted to do a victory lap dance right here. So I think he gifted one to the University of Canberra.
So is there another, or is this that one that he gifted?
I've
You
got
don't
no
know.
idea what happened to the rest.
Yeah.
So, it's a bit cheeky. He did even actually end up defending me at the Supreme Court as well. So he made basically a small issue and made them have to tackle a bigger issue to get him off. I ended up spending about 3 months on that before finally bowing me out. Pretty exhausted by that time. It was quite nice, floating down there on the lake. The Tepee itself was anchored out, and I had a little rowboat go back and forth. I had a 6-meter pole that I could pump myself around on. A couple of times I went, right the way down to Eden Bank, close enough to, do my homework off the Hungry Jack's free Wi-Fi. I just couldn't help myself. A weekly trip to the lighthouse just felt right. Nothing quite like going to your local bar and a boat called the lighthouse.
So what made you decide to choose that location?
So I did originally, people were just like, why not float on Lake Burley Griffin? And I was just like, because that's not where I live. Going to university here, my friends are all on this side of town, and to be honest, I know that the water police are far better equipped than the actual Tepee design itself. So I knew that I was running into housing problems after a substantial price increase, and all sorts of other troubles that lots of students were facing at the university lodges at that time, and also particularly difficult rental market around that time, similar to now. So I was thinking, you know, I'll just go back sleeping out the back of the car, or pitch a tent somewhere in the bush somewhere. I've done quite a lot of outdoor camping and trekking. I was almost going to build a tree house at one point, and then I'm just like, I don't want anything so fixed, so impactful, and I need something to really confuse the government when they come and try to tell me to leave. They actually handed me the rule book. It only took them a couple of days. They literally slid it underneath the front door of my Tepee, and I came home with this huge circled passage, being like, this is a law you're breaking. Please get in touch. And then I got the fun of saying, well, if I leave the Tepee, then I'm homeless. And would you prefer me to be on the street homeless? I've got somewhere safe and undercover now. And is it a houseboat? You would only specify boat set. This is a raft with a Tepee on it. The Tepee was a lovely structure for it. I did think of building a square, boxy sort of one, but the Tepee, cone shape, heavy at the bottom, it's just perfect because all the wind just kind of goes around it and it's nice and stable.
And you know, you were actually putting into practice the amazing design, you know, skills that you learned at University of
So I did
Canberra.
the Bachelor of Industrial Design over in Building 7, but prior to that I'd also done a couple of years apprenticeship in heavy metal fabrication. So I kind of just like, you know what, I think I can build my way out of this problem. And in the end, the entire structure was still, even though I only lived on it for 3 months, building that entire structure was still cheaper than that.
Yeah, right.
And does it still exist?
No, so towards the end I was getting pretty exhausted, and I had a record 3 offers within 3 months of public housing from the ACT government. You can say they were trying to get me off as quickly as possible, which pretty unheard of getting those sort of offers. But after the 3rd month, the pressure really mean building. I was getting a bit tired, so I bowed out and accepted the government apartment offered, and sold it to Shane, who helped me out so much with it, for a bag GoPro. And eventually it was towed off in impoundments, but by that stage I moved on.
Hopefully it makes it to the Canberra Museum or something.
Yeah, so is anyone going questions about the experience?